Hello people, today we're going to be voicing over something pretty cool. It was a match I just had against a couple people. This is one of the matches. I played two matches, so two 1v1s. We're preparing for the 1v1 tournament. I think it's going to be a 1v1 tournament. It could be a 2v2, but right now, if you guys are in the Discord, you know about this. There's a tournament thing going on. It's a channel that just opened up in the official Discord, and I am speculating at least that it's going to be a 1v1 tournament of sorts, and I already jumped the gun. I'm preparing myself. I'm playing a couple of games, so if you guys are interested in actually playing a couple 1v1s with me, let me know in the comments, let me know in the Discord server, and I might just play a couple games with you. That would be cool. Anyway, this is one of the games. I ended up losing this game. So commenting over this game is going to both help me and hopefully help you to get better at this game. Right now I'm doing this because I lost this game. I had another 1v1 that I ended up winning, but it was on a 2v2 map too. It was a urban skirmish 1v1. Which I don't know if you guys are familiar with, but if you guys have been accompanying this channel, you've seen me play a bunch of 2v2s in Urban Skirmish, and that's one of my favorite maps. It's very fun, but it's definitely a 2v2 map. I ended up winning because I just had more control over the map. My opponent had focused a lot on only one side, and I saw that, and I capitalized in focusing on the other, and then just defending on the side that he was focusing on. And eventually I was able to overcome him, and that's how I won that game. But anyway, we're gonna focus on this one. I started with my traditional 3 biker starter in this game mode. I generally put 1 biker on the opponent's side of the map, which is the left side, and I put 2 bikers afterwards on the right side, just so I can start capturing those factories and outposts. I might start making a 3 biker on the right side opening though, because I generally put a grunt in the middle as my 4th unit, so I can start advancing through the mountains to the outpost, but I feel like that's actually not fast enough. Honestly, I think it might be better to start with another biker, just going towards that outpost in the middle, because they actually can get there faster, even though it's 10 more ticks. And they have less health. I do think it might still be worth it just for that control over the middle, at least during that moment right there. And as you see, my biker on the right just got mortared. I didn't have mortars in this one. I'm gonna change that. I believe mortar is definitely gonna be a big part of the meta during this era right here, during this tournament. So prepare to see a bunch of mortars. The ways to counter mortar, probably some kind of scout or, I don't know, armored things, because mortars are really only good against infantry. And that's not to say that they're bad at all. They are amazing, but they're only amazing against infantry, and that was a big blunder. I put a rocket battery on the left. I don't know if you guys see that, but it's gonna get shot down immediately. Oh, look at that, look at that. 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. Come on, come on, come on, man. I know you're coming here with the... I know you got a field gun right there waiting to attack me. There you go. It was a biker. Okay, I wasn't sure what it was. It was a biker that took down my rocket battery. I had rocket battery because I was playing on urban skirmishes before this map, and rocket battery is really only good in urban skirmish, and any other map I believe it's actually just trash. My RPGs got mortared in the right too, very unfortunate, but yeah, I believe that the rocket battery is literally only good in one map and one map alone. You shouldn't use it in any other map other than the urban skirmish, because it just dies way too fast for the way too little that it does. And then right here, I'm gonna spawn an RPG on the... No, Grunt M on the left, okay? And we already have an RPG to back up my units there in the left to actually take over that biker. Should be pretty easy, but the problem right now is the right. I'm sending some reinforcements with my RPG at this point, and I am sweating. I'm like, wow, this guy already has control of the middle. It's been like 3 turns since he has control of the middle. He gave up control of that second factory to take over the middle quickly so he could start spitting out units to take over my middle. So my priority right now is to at least defend the middle and what little I have of the left side, and then possibly take over the right side. Sorry. So he ended up suppressing my grunts on the right, which was kind of annoying because now they can't capture, but even more annoying was my grunts dying on the right. They got both shot by bikers and shot by mortars, which was extremely annoying, but we were able to take back the left with our second unit, which is great. Good thing we had an RPG there just waiting, and the RPG is still not quite enough to just kill the biker there on the right, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I trust this, even though we know we're gonna lose. I do think that the RPG should still be able to take care of that biker, even though we saw a mortar, and I do think it shot twice at this point, and it would have to recharge at some point because mortars, I think they only have 2 charges. No, they have 3, right? Man, what a blunder. I should have moved my RPGs there. Although, to be fair, I assumed that my RPGs with the new biker nerf would have actually one-shot that biker. Also, the mortars end up taking down my grunts over in the left. Annoying. Dude, those mortars put in so much work this turn. Just now I'm realizing how beat I got by mortars. And then the light gunners just don't do that much against grunts. Grunt M's, they don't one-shot Grunt M's, but they did suppress them in the middle, so still kind of annoying. But I've tried this after this game. What I tried after this game, after kind of analyzing through my gameplay, I ended up replacing the Grunt M's for normal grunts, and then I replaced the rocket battery for mortars, and I replaced the, what was it, the sniper team for light tank. So basically what that does is, in exchange of the Grunt M's holding capability, I changed it for a light tank, which is a kind of lighter version of a tank. It's super cheap. It's the infantry of tanks. It is basically the grunt of tanks. It is one of the cheapest tanks that you can make, and it's basically just a very cheap armored unit that you can use that can also deal damage to tanks, unlike the tankette, because the tankette, it is only 60 ticks, but it won't deal anything to tanks. It'll only deal things against infantry. And for infantry, at that point, I already have mortars in my team. But that's kind of what I did, and then since I realized that I was going to be lacking in radio, I ended up changing my normal grunts, or my grunt M's, into normal grunts, which is unfortunate because the grunt M's are extremely good at holding any kind of point because they just keep healing over and over, and they're very amazing. Honestly, grunt M's are extremely underrated by so many people in the community. I think it might have gotten recognition at this point because it is, overwhelmingly great. But the grunts, the normal grunts, definitely still have their spot in the meta, as demonstrated with my new setup. I mean, you guys don't get to see it right here, but I assure you that the new setup that I was just talking about was doing very good. It was basically the same setup as this one, but I did those replacements of the sniper team for the light tank, the grunt M's for the normal grunts, and the, what was the other one? The rocket battery for the mortars. Again, I would only recommend rocket battery in the urban skirmish, and even in the urban skirmish, I think mortars might still be slightly better. Mortars are just great. They are accurate rocket batteries. And even though rocket batteries are kind of like mini howitzers, they don't deal damage like howitzers. They don't deal anything to tanks, and like battle tanks, they deal only like 20 or whatever, like howitzers, and it isn't that good. Rocket battery is very underwhelming now. I know I put it in, like, I think it was balanced in my tier list, but it's really only good for taking down houses, and it's very good at doing that. Honestly, very good. If you're kind of like a vehicle centered unit thing, and look at that, that was the best. That was the only thing the rocket battery did to me this whole game. The only thing it did in brawl of me winning was those like 50 damage to 2 of those units. It didn't even kill the biker. The rocket battery shot 2 shots at the biker and didn't even kill it. Can you guys believe that? A mortar would have killed it 3 times over with only 1 shot. And now this guy's spamming a bunch of infantry on both my right and middle side, and I can't do anything about it because all I have is a rocket battery and a biker, and I'm gonna lose. And at this point, I'm starting to sweat. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely done for. Like, there's no way to come back, but I'm still gonna try. I'm still gonna fight because maybe he makes a blunder. Maybe he spawns a tank when he shouldn't have. Like, he spends all of his resources maybe and ends up focusing too much on one side, and I can maybe overtake him with the biker straight to his headquarters or something. It has happened before. It's not completely unplausible, but it's very unlikely because this guy 100% knows what he's doing. Shout out to him, by the way. I'll read his username in just a second. Thank you for playing a 1v1 with me, guy. I asked him if I could record it before this game, and right there I'm shooting at the spot where the field gun turret came from. So I was shooting at that forest right there. He knows I have a multi-H tank right there, so yeah, started shooting down his factory because just in case, it was my substitute plan to attack the factory, to hopefully maybe explode it if I really had to. But at this point I'm running out of time. He has way more buildings than me. It's 5 to 9. You guys can see on the left side right there on the most buildings. Yeah, it's 4 to 10 now. It's really not looking that good. He's running all over my base. He's putting his infantry on my forest, and he's definitely dominating my side. Even though I focused on focusing on his side, on the hill on his side, he still managed to defend that while attacking all the other sides. And at this point, I already typed GG. Yes, if I surrender, and I said, yeah, well, yeah, I only have 2 more turns, you know, man, there's not much to do. So he forgot about that. He thought I could still turn it around, and honestly, given infinite turns, I can see why he thought that. Maybe I had like an army building up in the back, and I could have definitely built an army. With the multi-H tank, I could have destroyed those factories. I could have sent a supply, a heavy cargo over there later on, and possibly destroyed his artillery, possibly went straight for his HQ. But that unfortunately the objectives say that I will lose here right now, and he definitely forgot about that. But you know what, GG's. I lost, but it was a learning experience, and this is why I'm voicing over this gameplay right here, so I can learn, so you guys can learn, and so this community can be better. And good luck in your tournaments, by the way, guys. The tournaments are coming up. So keep your eyes peeled. If you aren't yet, join the official community Discord server to this game. It should be in the game page. The link to the Discord is over there. They have a great community, and the wiki staff are amazing, and all of the staff are amazing, and everyone's amazing, including you. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe and leave a like. Bye bye.